What's the deal, man? It's the boy Dwayne McClain at Dwayne McClain TV. Back into the video, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Today's video is going to be about Katy Perry going to the moon and space. Man, in the firmament we in, the flat earth we in, the earth is flat, y'all. I don't care about no spinning ball, none of that. The firmament we in, you can go really high in the sky, but you ain't about to exceed that barrier. They probably just went as that high, that was it. They went as high as they could possible, and that was it. This is something that's been going on for years. It's not nothing new. Back in the day, not back in a few years ago, you could pay this company a certain amount of money to go into the orbit of Earth. And they basically gonna do the same thing they did. Fly you high in the sky, fly you around. The daggone flat plane. It was a bunch of female stuff. What's her name? Gayle King and Katy Perry is the one who had a song. Katy Perry got a song called Dark Horse, right? The Dark Horse is about the 4 horsemen of apocalypse. The 4 horsemen of apocalypse is what they're secretly doing now. Beyonce did it with her album, where she had like this white horse and this red horse or whatever. They're slowly bringing in the apocalypse on their own. They take the stuff in the Bible. The Bible is I'm not about to talk about the Bible because it offends too many people. Too many people is brainwashed, locked into man-made religion to the fact that if I speak on it, they're upset. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But there's the apocalypse in the Bible that talks about the 4 horsemen. The dark horse brings, I think, famine or like hunger or something like that. So Katy Perry had that. Then she also talked about the perfect storm. The perfect storm is something that they are creating currently. We're currently in the perfect storm. It's a play on words. A perfect storm. What is it? When you think of a storm, you think of rain, wind, what makes it perfect? You got the right amount of wind, right amount of thunder, right amount of rain. The perfect storm for them, you got the right amount of chaos that they don't know what is going on in front of them. So that's the perfect storm of events. They leave out that part of events. Imagine like this. I always think about robbing my job. I'll be thinking about it every day. I'll be like, what would be the perfect time to rob them? An explosion happens at a building nearby, hits a power line, knocks out all the power. During this time, it's a hurricane outside. A hurricane knocks out the backup generator. There's a hurricane that knocks it out. During this hurricane, there's also a random car that runs into the building. 17 Mexicans hop out the car. 17 Mexicans hop out the car and mistakenly run in there and have the same idea I have. And they all think about robbing the place. The next day, out of 17 of those Mexicans, 5 get arrested and they had the product from my job. And I'm thinking to myself, I wouldn't get caught. That's a perfect storm of events. So Katy Perry had a song where she said it's a dark horse and a perfect storm. And she did this with Juicy J. And in that video, it was a bunch of symbolism because they did Egyptian symbolism. Twista, the rapper, has an album called The Dark Horse. And then he has another album called The Perfect Storm. Twista is also a person who's involved with the powers that be or the Brotherhood. So when I seen Katy Perry going to the moon and all that, I knew it was some demonic stuff tied with it because how heavily she's tied with the industry. Katy Perry also had a situation to where her eye closed and she had to hit a button to open it back up. Her eye closed and had to hit a button to open it back up. Katy Perry had that. She's not real, right? So when y'all see these situations happen with these entertainers that are clearly MK Ultra, that are clearly not real people, that are clearly have bad intentions for society, who clearly work with the powers that be, when y'all see this stuff, you gotta raise an eyebrow to it and understand that there's more to it than what it is. Now, NASA has been working extra hard lately to silence flat earthers. Flat earth knowledge and flat earth information is getting broader and broader every day. Go on TikTok, there's 100 flat earthers. You go on any new Instagram, Facebook. Flat earth, 5 years ago, our population or our community has grown by the millions. There's over 15 to 25 million flat earthers right now. That's a lot to what it was a few years back. NASA wants to silence that by saying they're going to space. Same thing happened recently. There was a female who was trapped, a group of 4 people who was trapped in space for 8 months. So they need stories like this to show realism. So a person can see this and believe it. Now, granted, I'm a flat earther. I'm open about this everywhere I go, and I get laughed at on a daily basis. It is what it is. You're going to get laughed at because it sounds crazy, flat earth. Sounds retarded, but it's real. This idea of us spinning on a globe, revolving around the sun, is sun worship. It gets deep. We can get deep if y'all want to get deep. It gets deep. The sun worship us. We don't worship the sun. Without us, the sun has no meaning. That's why he grows these plants and feeds us with all this stuff. Because that's why he created the human. Because the human can think outside the regular animals. Nothing was never good enough for the sun. The sun needed humans to actually give him praise and love and worship. The Bible is all about the sun. You Google this yourself. I'm not about to get into that because, like I said, y'all unsubscribe. Y'all are glued to a religion that was given to you outside of birth, and you never ask the questions because the book tells you don't ask questions, and you are stuck on the fear of going to hell. And that has it to where if I speak out against this, I will lose subscribers, and I'm working hard for every subscriber I get right now. I'm trying to see that 10K, but people are locked in to the idea of religion. For what reason, I have no idea. None at all. I have no, but who knows? That's a separate video. Anyways, us revolving around the sun is not real. The world being a globe is not real, okay? NASA's working extra hard to keep this in line. So they're going to use people like Gayle King, Katy Perry, a bunch of stuff like that, these stories, to continue this facade, this propaganda. Being on a ball earth revolving around the sun, you get a lot of money. Think about all the stories about space. Think about astronaut stuff. Think about all the sales. NASA generates a $12 trillion. I'm shooting off the hip with that number. I don't know if that's a fact, but they generate $12 trillion a year in space propaganda. It's a lot of money every year. The humans on this planet today would not be able to handle if the world was flat. After we've been told over years it's space. Meaning, if the earth is flat, there's land we can get to, because what's keeping me from getting to that land? If we're on a ball, there's planets we can get to, but I know what's keeping me from getting to those planets. A rocket. I don't have access to make a rocket. And 2, there's the atmosphere and all other stuff that we cannot get to. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff hindering me from getting to those planets. That's why they faked the moon landing, to show you that, hey, you need us to get to the moon. With the earth being flat and there's more land out there, the human will be like, what's on that land? We need to get there. It makes them more curious. So to keep things safe, let's tell you on a spinning ball and that you're in Australia, you're walking upside down and gravity's keeping you there. a bunch of nonsense. But society is all about looking cool and fitting in. That's why majority of black folk look at you crazy when you are a free thinker. If you think freely in the black community, you are frowned upon, because black people, especially my race, was one of the most I need to fit in races of all time. So society wants to just fit in and do what everybody else is doing, in my opinion. So this Katy Perry thing, going to the moon, going to outer space, is fake. They done debunked the little patch they use. Mostly all the patches they use is symbolic. I was doing a breakdown years ago that I never dropped, and it showed about one of the space groups going to space and they all died, and I was breaking another patch. The patches are the same way in the army, and all types of the patches are the same way. They got some type of secret meaning behind them. So Katy Perry's meaning behind her patch shows the Baphomet. They all worship Baphomet. I believe Katy Perry is a Baphomet herself, meaning she is not born female. She is born male and portrays as a female. But this is all just propaganda to get you believing into NASA's outer space and galaxy stuff. It ain't real, and we shouldn't take it serious, in my opinion. I think it's all fake. I know it's all fake. They ain't go to daggone space. They went high. Like I said, in the dome we in, you can go way up there. There's been balloons sent way up there. And then if you look at the rocket they went off in, it looks just like a peanut. The rocket they went in looks just like a peanut. The head and everything, it's just like a peanut. Everything they do, the powers that be are sickos. Why didn't they make popsicles in the form of a vagina? You gotta lick and suck a vagina too. Why do most popsicles look like a peanut? Because the people who created those popsicles were sickos. You know? I don't know. You look at most fruits, they come out looking like a peanut too. Was God wild? I don't know. You start thinking like, why cucumber? Give me a fruit that look like a vagina. Not one fruit come out the ground looking like a vagina. We got peaches, but that look like booties. Like you can't use it. I need like only thing like a vagina is a taco. That's it. And we made them like something that grow out the ground. But I do know, I don't know what God was thinking when he made cucumbers, eggplants, zucchinis, and bananas, yams, potatoes. Watermelons do look like titties. Apples do look like titties. You know, I don't know a fruit that looks like a vagina. But the powers that be, the guys who made the popsicle, those men who made the candy bar, the popsicle, all those candies, were all sickos. I do know that. So the people who created this rocket, would a rocket that's shaped like a vagina even work? How would you even make a vagina shape? Only thing I know like a vagina is that goat head. There ain't nothing in society looks like vaginas. I think women are just exclusive to having that. Like, I mean, they're not that pretty anyway. Most vaginas ain't that cute. Like, they look weird as I don't know what. Have y'all ever seen a cute one? Like, dang, that's beautiful. I've seen only one that was beautiful. The rest of them, I'm like, why I look like that? You know? I don't know. But I do know that they love to do sex magic in Hollywood entertainment. And Katy Perry's rocket looking like a peanut was part of the sex magic. So, be aware of that. But, yeah, man, I ain't got too much to say about this topic no more, man. Let me know what else y'all think about this, how y'all feel. How y'all feel about it? What y'all thinking? We got more to talk about later on. God bless y'all. Be safe. I'm out.